No, it's the little green thing is like the leaf.
The leaf! Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Can't unsee.
And Jenja's playing as the sprite child from Secret of Mana, of course.
And there's a leaf in the back.
Yeah, it's really funny. They're also a rich start though. 300 rupees in the house.
That's really good. So ideally, you want to get some rupees and you want to find bombs. That's the goal of this portion of the game. Now you see Jenya picking up a sign. He's going to kill a guard here and probably pull on a tree. So this is a great way to see what happens to be in the tree. Maybe some bombs. In this case, just hearts.
LTigre skipped that because he probably figures, 300 rupees, I can just buy bombs.
It's true. Only 50 to buy a 10-pack of bombs.
Yeah.
Uncle, of course, giving a bit more of your allowance. Probably telling LTigre that he needs to go buy some clothes. And we have a hammer!
Well then.
Okay, that's really useful. Hammer's one of the best items to get that's like not a sword at the beginning of the game because you can use it as a weapon. You can see Jenya now heading into the rest of the castle. There's 3 or 4 chests or so that he'll be able to pick up depending on if he wants to do the dark room.
I saw the map check and I think I saw 6 at Hera and 2 at Desert. I thought I saw another crystal Eastern, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yes, they're all crystals.
Alright. And I know I saw 6 at Hera.
Yes. Alright, so we do have a minor divergence already. LTigre is pulling that particular tree. That's actually one you'll see any percent runners pull when they're looking for rupees as part of their run.
Order dropping some arrows, but Jenya, he's going out into completely escape. He has that hammer, it's a really good weapon.
Looks like there was just rupees under the lumberjacks.
Yeah, that looked like a big 20.
So I'm not sure how comfortable Jenya is with dark rooms, but he could opt to take a death warp in Zelda's, like after checking Zelda's chests. Flippers in the woods.
Very interesting to find the hammer and the flippers this early.
Alright, so Jenya just picked up a map. There's a map and a small key.
Oh my lord.
LTigre picks up a bow. Oh my gosh, we have a hammer, flippers, and a bow. I think I'm commentating the correct match.
Yeah, I think so. They saw the jets here, and there you go. But then again, it's still very early.
But yeah, so there's a small key and a map in the escape chest. Now, the key point to know is that a small key can never be in Zelda's chest because of the key logic. So it's an item and it's a hook shot.
Alright, so apparently our wonderful admins at Delta Seed have decided to throw these guys a bone, apparently.
Come on, we're gonna...
Power gloves!
It's hammer! There's gotta be something trolly. This is too much. I'm in disbelief at this point.
Alright, what's gonna be on the pedestal at this point? Seriously.
So they don't have Moon Pearl yet, but you have Power Gloves, you have Hammer. Those are 2 of the things you need to get into the Dark World. They're just missing a Moon Pearl.
Alright, what I'm really hoping for is if they're gonna get all these items early, I'm hoping the boots are on the pedestal and they're required for Desert Palace.
If they only got a book early, they could have checked pedestal. Like, right away.
Bottle vendor, continuing his pyramid scheme. Take 100, give 20.
I'm starting to doubt that 2-hour C prediction that someone posted in chat.
Hey, it's still early, but yeah, I at this point, with what they have so far, it's looking like it's not likely.
I mean, we have 3 pendants that will be in the Dark World.
But you do know this is V27 logic, so those pendants will still need to be dipped into just to get something more likely.
Absolutely. Very rarely you'll have a seed where you don't even have to go to a pendant dungeon to advance. So I will point out that they're able to complete Eastern, but the logic doesn't expect you to do that yet because they're missing Lantern. There's a dark room, a couple dark rooms you have to get through.
Yeah, one dark room is much easier than the other dark room, though. Never mind, we found a lamp.
Yeah, so you know what I was saying?
Yeah,
forget it.
That. Cut it.
Oh my gosh. We're gonna, like, start putting our racers into go mode at this point. Like, as soon as I get Moon Pearl, it'll be, like, go mode. So I didn't see where Jenja got his bomb, but I don't think he bought any. There's some more in the chest there, so luck down.
Jenja got a bomb drop from the guard just before Zelda's lair.
Which worked out really well, so he didn't have to buy bombs. He was able to get some from the item chest there.
Alright, let's see what's hanging out on the library. And we see just another big 20. Reese game had a full heart container. LTigre's gonna say, not worth it. Let's get on out of here.
Desert was a crystal. We have all 3 crystals in the light world. That's our tracker there. So, chat, if we miss anything, just let us know. Lear's on it.
So Tigre gonna go visit Sahashala, and then likely he'll probably go into Eastern after this.
Go for it, yeah. So normally you'll see runners go to the southern portion of the light world, but since we had so much progression at this point, might as well just go do a dungeon. It's a crystal dungeon. If you're comfortable with the dark rooms, you could just go and... Well, wait, no. They have Lantern. Just go do it. Just might as well. 7 minutes in, we're already going to see our first crystal dungeon.
And it's going to be fully cleared.
Okay, so Jenja is buying some bombs just in case. It's good until you get a sword to actually have some sort of backup. Now, hammer helps with that, but yeah, sometimes you might need the bomb instead.
Jenja gets his power glove, and he's got pretty much the same things that Tigre has, except that he's completed escape already. So in the chat's talking about these new sprites that have come out with V27. What's your favorite of the new sprites?
I mean, I use Zero Suit Samus. I come from the Super Metroid community, sort of. I mean, I'm not really a speedrunner there, but it's just, I know a lot of people who speedrun Super Metroid. So, I'm a big fan of Zero Suit Samus. I think it's really well done. I'm a fan of Cactar. The sprite can is hilarious.
Yeah, so lately I've been using, usually, like, I only used, like, the vanilla Link sprite, but since V27 came out, I switched over to using Will from Illusion of Gaia, because that's one of my favorite games of all time, and the fact that the bunny sprite for that is the pig in the game is hilarious.
Oh man, I used the Will sprite. I don't think I ever got hit by a bunny beam, and I got to see that. Oh, that's a shame. That's funny. I like it.
It's not exactly like the way that the pig looks in Illusion of Gaia, but it's like standing on 2. But we got a book in Escape.
Wow! So the back of Escape has a book. That also means they can now fully clear desert. Oh, well, no, they might need boots.
They might need the boots.
But they can at least enter there.
And I think LTigre is busting out his old Snoop Dogg percent. Because his frames are dropping like it's hot. That was a pity laugh, I understand.
Jenja's going backwards through Escape. We saw a small key in the back of Escape. We had the map, so therefore that was an item, and it was ether in this case, so we'll have to see if that's needed, but it's a good pickup.
There's a decent likelihood that is needed.
Jenja got some good items there. Now, given that they have gloves and hookshot and hammer, they can get up and complete Hera. So Hera is completable, Eastern's completable, Desert is questionable but might be completable. Yeah, unfortunately we won't quite be able to tell if LTigre gets anything here, but it looks like his stream is better now.
Yeah, and
so
he gets 300 rupees from the vanilla big key chest.
If he goes into his inventory, we'll be able to see if he got anything new.
Or maybe Armos just dropped the third item.
True.
But I don't think we're going to see him change menus until after this dungeon anyway, because he's got the bow out. That's all you need to complete this dungeon.
Plenty of arrows, too. Could you imagine if this race ends in a tie? Like, that would be so good.
I mean, technically they would have to race off, but I don't know if they'll go through it. They'll just say, you know what? Let's just leave it like this.
It is a match for pride. That's okay. We're here to have fun.
That's the reason we're all here anyway, is just to have fun. Let's see how good LTigre's Armos fight is. Looking pretty good.
Nice. It was a burrito.
So we didn't see what the big chest had, so we'll have to wait to see Jenja pick it up.
So that is LTigre's first crystal, and as I mentioned, actually no, he doesn't have hookshot yet, so until he finds his way to escape, he won't be able to progress too much. From his point of view, given flippers, he can do anything related to the water in the light world. So that's the hobo, the Zora area, waterfall, ferry. Like, he could check those. Looks like he's going to do the back of escape first, though.
Yeah, so he'll be able to get at least his ether at this point.
Ether and the book.
Yeah. Looks like there was nothing. Judging by what I just saw on LTigre's menu, it didn't look like anything too valuable in the big chest, but let's find out exactly. Oh, 10 arrows.
Nope. I like how it actually gives you the arrow upgrade first, and then it gives you the arrows. Usually it's the other way around, where you get the items, and then here's the capacity upgrade.
Yeah, like, here's, like, your full capacity bombs. Alright, now here's all your bomb upgrades. Now go find bombs.
Oh, the rats. All 3 rats going into the quarter for LTigre there.
Yeah, just to point out, I haven't realized this because their combat's been so good, because of all the items they have. No sword yet.
That's true. You can see Jenja making use of the hookshot, which kills a number of enemies. I like to say that they're ticklish. You can poke them. Of course, hammers, it does tempered sword damage.
Tigre, we didn't see it, but he just picked up his ether.
Yes. Let's see if he goes to desert or... Oh, yeah, it looks like he's heading that way. He's going to check out desert first.
He might do... He hasn't done South Hyrule yet. Neither of these runners have, so they might
That's
do
true.
that. He's
Man,
gonna go to the dam.
They have all these these items that are typically progression. No Moon Pearl yet.
Yeah, so they're so limited to just the light world, but they can pretty much do the entire light world at this point with what they have.
I'm just expecting boosts to pop up at any point now to just complete the light world.
I'm still holding out hope that boots are on a pedestal.
That would be interesting. Because then it's, especially if desert is completable, then it's a question of, do I want to pick these up or not? Like, will I need it in Ganon's Tower for that one particular item?
Well, LTigre because of the blue mail from the dam drain, so that's pretty good. But I can tell you from experience, I once had the where the book was at the mushroom spot, and I immediately checked the pedestal and those boots. I immediately defeated all the dependent dungeons without even going to the desert to see if it was required or not.
So you just, I want these boots. I'm
Yes.
tired of walking.
And it turned out that it was required for the desert anyway, so it worked out.
Nice. Alright, Jenya's doing the quick strats on Armos. When Armos switches to red, he like regains health, so you just have to hit 3 more arrow shots again.
Yeah, unless you do what most of these runners are capable of doing, which is get that 2 hits on, and then just as you kill the next to last one, kill it right away while it's still blue.
Yeah, because it doesn't switch right away, has a moment. Alright, so LTigre, I didn't get anything in Mini Moldorm Cave.
You got rupees and upgrades and like bombs and stuff, but nothing of value.
He has a blue leaf now, instead of a green leaf.
Yeah. Green leaf. Are we channeling a certain player and commentator from the other Zelda game?
Oh, maybe. You know, I think it's actually appropriate for Nature Link to pick up his upgrade in the water. Like, where else would you find a leaf? Right?
There you go.
Alright, Jenya making his way up to Death Mountain, as I mentioned, given that he has, Power Glove to get up there, Hookshot to get to the other side, Hammer to get back to Hera. He can fully clear it and actually do Hera while he's up there. LTigre is going to finish checking the water. Looks like he's heading down towards the Waterfall Ferry and Zora.
Yeah, great. The Hobo just had a piece of heart, so nothing too great there. One thing I want to point out on Jenya's side, the only thing he can't get is the item on top of Spectacle Rock at this point. No mirror yet.
That's true. And he also can't do Ether. Yeah, he can check the Ether tablet, but he won't be able to get it.
But he can see what's there with the using the book.
It's good knowledge. It's what I like to tell runners, especially new runners. Like, it's good to have knowledge.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
Sure, you can't pick it up, but checking, you know, what's in the lumberjack hut or checking what's at the tablets, it could help you define a run. Like, where you should go, what you should do.
Yeah, Jenya, he decides to skip out on checking what's on Spectacle Rock at the moment, deciding to go around the long way first, and he'll probably check it after he completes Hera.
Honestly, nothing good in the South Dark World. Or, sorry, Light World. Except for that mail upgrade.
Well, he's gonna probably swim over to the portal and then take that up to the Zora area where he'll find at least 4 more items.
Yeah, all these rupees are actually able to even buy it from Zora, whatever he has for sale. Those life lessons that he usually sells. Mushroom for Jenya. There goes our fetch quests.
Yep, the fetch quest will be starting soon, although not having the boots or the flute makes that a pretty long fetch quest to route in.
Oh no!
Oh, we didn't see it.
We didn't see it!
So far, a lot of love here in Paradox Cave.
It's useful to have a shovel.
Oh.
Here's another fetch quest item.
So, it was literally shovels, rupees, and fetch quests. Sorry. Hearts, rupees, and fetch quests.
Looks like Jenya's setting up for a bomb jump here. You can go diagonal across, so that way it saves a bit of time so you don't fall and have to go outside.
Yeah, definitely a bomb jump that I have to learn more often. I think I've nailed it once. Let's see what Zora has. Will he have a life lesson, a love lesson, or something good?
Oh no, yeah. Okay, piece
Love
of heart.
lesson.
We got to see it. And on Jenya's side, we saw Quake on top of the Skyloft.
Ooh, Quake on Floating Island, nice.
So, again, that's good knowledge to have, so that way when they go visit Meyer or Turtle Rock, they can see if they need Quake, they know where it is.
Exactly. Quake is pretty much useless otherwise, except to open those 2 dungeons. At least Bombos and Ether do have fringe benefits.
I mean, there's a couple enemies you can kill with Quake, but I feel like it's definitely the weakest of the 3.
Yeah, definitely. Some newer players, I recommend to them using Bombos and Ether in the Gauntlet if they're having trouble with it.
That's actually the Oko strats, so you don't take any hits. You can do Ether, of course.
Well, I like to bomb most like the actual on the rooms and use Ether on like the Wiz ropes. And we find a magic cape in Tower of Hera.
So that gives them access to Aghanim. If we have Moon Pearl sit in that pyramid,
then Aghanim is required.
Yeah. Because we're starting to run out of things, actually. We've seen most of Death Mountain now from Jenya's side, and LTigre is about to head into Desert.
Well, it doesn't have to be Moon Pearl on a pyramid, but it could be something that leads to Moon Pearl being there as well.
Right.
Like if the magic powder is on the pyramid, and the magic bat has Moon Pearl. That could be in the logic. LTigre, he's going over to Desert.
Nothing good on the ledge. And so what we're looking for here, he needs to get a small key or the big key from the only chest you can access without boots.
Yes. If he
gets anything else.
Yeah, if he opens 1 to 2 items or 1 to 2 dungeon items, we know that a key, either small or big, will be on the torch, and thus boots will be required.
Okay, let's see what LTigre picks up. Maybe.
Maybe.
It's a big key. This is completable.
He can complete the dungeon, but if he doesn't find a small key in the chest, he can't check the right side.
We have...
And...
oh, no.
Items can be locked behind that small key. But again, we believe this... We can still complete Desert, we just can't access the 2 chests on the right side.
And so Compass, that's guaranteed 1 item on the right.
And I think the map being there, correct me if I'm wrong, I think we gotta go to the basement.
What did we see?
I didn't see what was in the big chest. I don't know if it's I think the small key was in the vanilla Compass chest.
Yeah, I think it's downstairs. Yep,
yeah.
Yep. There goes Jenya. So Jenya's about to take a bit of a coffee break. LTigre is making his way to Lamola's.
I mean, it might literally be a coffee break for Jenya. It is 3 a.m. by him, and he just finished like a marathon, so...
Oh my gosh, why is he playing this late?
He's a madman. We've determined this. And look, he's tanking hits because he wants to Death Warp.
Yep.
And he misses.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Yeah, because he can't really. Oh man, this is gonna be tough. He's gotta use the hook shot. Oh, this he could die here.
This is.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh, that was risky.
I would recommend, if you're setting yourself up for a Death Warp, wait a little bit, because tiles do 1 heart of damage, I think, regardless of your mail.
Correct. It's just like the spikes.
So maybe wait a few, just in case anything weird happens. And it's hard without a sword. Like, being stuck in that little box, no sword, is really tough. Because otherwise you can just hold your sword out and poke them as they come at you.
Yeah, like, if you get the glitch to work, which he's going to go for now, and I believe he got it this time, yeah. So, at least now he can actually not worry about dying here.
On the other side, LTigre doing the typical any percent way of killing Lamolas, which is with a bow. They take 4 arrow shots, each of the snakes.
You mean the 80% round doesn't the ice rod? That's how I usually kill them.
That's true. Walk all the way to get ice rod and then come back to kill it.
Why not? Well, no, run there.
That's true. You'll have the boots. Red mail. So we got a red leaf for LTigre now. And he's done. He's not putting any more clothes on. This is all we're getting.
Ooh, the sword!
Oh my god, that's a great find. That is the last piece that they needed to go to Aghanim. Because you do need to use a sword to slash the curtain before fighting him. So now that they have a sword, Aghanim's potential location. Let's see if Jenya decides to check the tablet or just goes to Spiral Cave. Yep, okay.
Check the tablet first, then probably do Spiral Cave. won't get the access of knowing what's on an inspectable rock yet. That's the only downside to this route.
Increase our storage. So, based on what we've seen, I think we just haven't seen Spiral Cave.
Yeah, he's going to skip Spiral Cave, I believe, with taking this route. He sees what's on Spectacle Rock, nothing good. Check inside Spectacle Rock, we find nothing too
Bombs. All right.
All right, so from what we've seen, I think... have we checked the
fetch quests? We have to do our fetch quests. Any of those could lead to Moon Pearl.
Well, Jenny, I think, is going to go to the desert first, it looks like.
So we have to see our fetch quest items. We haven't seen Spiral Cave. Otherwise, Pyramid. Hookshot is actually in Zelda's chest, so LTigre is on his way to picking that up.
Yeah, in case you're just joining us, about 5 minutes in, we already had like 6 progression items.
Until we get an actual look at the Dark World, we don't know what items are needed to beat the game.
And we don't know what could be on the pedestal. Like, for argument's sake, if the pendants are like Pod, Swamp, and Thieves, then yeah, then tons of items can be on the pedestal. Because they can beat Pod, Swamp, and Thieves.
Right, given what they have now. They can't beat Swamp yet because they don't have Mirror.
Okay, so that's one they can't do yet.
And they're almost, definitely going to get Mitts. Because you need it to beat the game.
Well, we saw earlier in the tour where Mitts were on a pedestal, so yeah, you never know. But with the fact that 3 Light World Dungeon World crystals makes those possibilities a little less likely.
I think this is pretty interesting, where even though our runners diverge, they basically are now just doing what the other runner just did. So they're sort of like, they're going to end up meeting in the middle at this point because of where it looks like Moon Pearl is.
Do you think LTigre's going to end up doing like a vanilla routing here? He did Eastern, then he did Desert, now he's going to Hera. Will he go to Aghanim?
Oh my gosh. That's true. Oh my gosh.
Maybe an instinct to like go to the pedestal right after this.
And as you mentioned, they can already complete Pod, so you kill Aghanim, you go right to Pod.
That's when you find the Moon Pearl right away.
I mean, I'm hopeful.
Yeah. And I'm hoping for Powder there. We all want different things. What'll be interesting is if LTigre check out Spiral Cave. That's the one thing that Jenja skipped while he was up here.
So we can actually, if we put Moon Pearl on Pyramid, we stick the Mirror inside of Pod, and we stick Fire Rod inside of Swamp, we could basically get them to do the vanilla pathing.
Or at least the NMG pathing.
True, yeah. Well,
because
I should say the crystals in order pathing.
And maybe we'll do NMG and do Thieves Town second.
So with LTigre checking Spectacle Rock, I think you already said that he can backtrack to Spiral Cave.
Yeah, he'll probably do up and rip. Jenja's now also doing things that Tigre's done already, including getting the heart here from the hobo. And that dead rock.
Do you happen to remember what Lanmo dropped?
Lanmo dropped.
I don't think there's anything. Well, okay. Yes.
It dropped red mail.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because he got the red leaf and he's done.
I knew it was an item because I said, "All right, there's only one item on the right side that they have to get to use for." Yeah. Now we're gonna see what's on that right side of the thing, and yeah, just bombs.
Just bombs.
So Jenny's gonna go get his love lesson now.
So it's been a pretty healthy scene. I mean, we're seeing red mail, almost 10 hearts. It looks like Jenja has 9 hearts.
Oh, and that second one was the same card.
Ooh.
So yeah, basically after these guys are done with what the other ones gotta do, like, I'm sure after this, Jenja will probably go to Desert, check it out. LTigre's gonna obviously go to Harrow here, check it out. After this, and the fetch quests, that's all that's left until a possible Aga 1 dive. But the fact that they'll, like 35 minutes in or whatever, they'll have 3 crystals down is pretty big for them.
Yeah. I mean, they are making some progress here. It always feels good when you can actually, complete some dungeons, get crystals. Like, at least you feel like you're doing something. Looks like Jenja is going to check the shovel spot and maybe even continue to Desert after that.
You could probably route Desert with this. It's definitely a good idea. Let's see what the shovel has for these guys.
Ooh, nice dodge there. Nice sword. That is a nice find.
Not what they were exactly looking for, but they'll take it.
I don't know. I think it's saying, hey, maybe you want to go kill Aghanim. Because now you have options. You can slash the bat that blocks the entrance, or use the cape.
Yeah. I was saying, like, they already had the cape, so Aghanim was already on the table for these guys. That just says, a little more.
Yeah. I mean, ideally, you want something to get through the tower quickly, so you want something like maybe Fire Rod, Silvers, Master Sword, or better.
Well, this is basically the vanilla way to go through Aga, except they also have the hammer and the hook shot somehow.
It's true, hammer is one of those because of the temper damage. So Jenja did skip Aegina's Cave. He's probably going to route it in after he's done.
Okay, so this has definitely been a very interesting scene, the fact that, we're 32 minutes in, we still do not have the Moon Pearl.
We haven't seen what the mushroom is yet. We've only seen what shovel was.
Yep. First sword, which LTigre did not find yet, he'll find here in Hera once he goes to the basement.
If he goes to the basement, which I assume he will.
I mean, they haven't found Moon Pearl yet. He's going to check the basement.
So something I should point out, given that there's a small key on the lamp here, there is something else the runners could choose to do, which is take a small key from the second half of the dungeon and walk backwards and use it in the first part. Now, that means they won't be able to complete the dungeon until they find boots. It's really a risky play. I can't say I recommend it, but I think the logic will account for you doing that.
All right, it will, I believe. Like, you won't get blocked out. But here's the thing: what if, for argument's sake, let's say boots were on the pedestal, all right, and then you realize that it's not necessary to complete the seed, but if you do that glitch, it will be.
Wait, what?
All right, so let's say, for argument's sake, boots are on a pedestal.
Yeah.
All right, so if you play the game as it intended to you, as the logic intended to you, the boots are not required to beat the game.
Okay.
But
now all of a sudden they are because
Yes.
you made it that way. Gotcha.
That's definitely a possibility that could cost you if you decide to break the logic in that way.
At the same time, it could also really pay off what if that other item that's in that second half of Desert is Titan's Mitts?
Well, yeah, that would be a big deal. But again, it's one item compared to logic breaking for no real reason, I don't think. You can complete the dungeon already, just come back for the item later. I am a big advocate of not logic breaking personally, so that's just
I love sequence breaks.
the only one I like doing is fake flipper with Moon Pearl.
Right, that's a good one.
And doing the Dark Room and Eastern. Those are the only two I really like do on a regular basis that I don't mind doing. There's not that many chests you're breaking.
In this case, it's just one. If it happened to block the big key, maybe if you felt like you get 2 items out of Desert, you might consider, stealing the small key from later in the dungeon. It's just something interesting to think about, that this is something our runners could have done instead.
I'd rather complete the dungeon than get that one item.
Gotta get them crystals.
Yep, Tigre's gonna get his first sword 35 minutes in.
So no depth warping for LTigre. It looks like he's just gonna walk it out.
Well, he has red mail, so yeah. Would have taken a while.
Oh, Jenja needs to be careful.
He didn't want to death warp there.
Yeah. There is the red mail for Jenja. We're mostly caught up. The only thing we haven't seen is Mushroom. Otherwise, Aghanim, here we come.
Well, Tigre's gonna do Spiral Cave. This is Moon Pearl. This is a huge deal.
Yeah, we haven't seen this.
I think Jenja's gonna go to Aghanis Cave now.
Now, if Spiral Cave is nothing, I believe we've reached a convergence. So I think LTigre has done everything else.
Well, Tigre needs
aside
to
from the spot. Right, except for the fetch quest. Ah, there's the small shield.
That's where LTigre found it, because he opened that earlier.
Here we go. We got a big 20, or we got Moon Pearl.
Moon Pearl!
It's the Moon Pearl! Oh my gosh.
Jenja, you gotta go back up there.
Oh no.
He's going to catch the mushroom in first here.
Yeah, he's checking the mushroom. It's faster to go to Sanctuary, swim across the other side. But I'm really curious what Jenja's going to do at this point. He's either going to just go kill Aghanim, or is he going to check that one spot that he missed?
Both are very, very out of the way.
Man, I was so excited to see Vanilla too. Like, have them go to Aghanim, then go to Pod. Oh, I was so excited. Now, at this point, now that we know where Pearl is, they have Hammer, they have Glove. Aghanim is absolutely not required.
Yeah, the mushroom only gets you a piece of heart. So Jenja could just go to Wright's Mountain Cave here. Let's see. We hope he does that. And he does. That's That's definitely
go. He's going over to check the Spiral Cave before committing. And this is the sort of thing. Aghanim, like, especially without boots, it's going to be like a 4-minute time sink. Just to check one item, because you don't have Moon Pearl, so you can only get whatever's on the pyramid.
Tigre, he's getting his Dark World access.
I saw Pendant, Skullwoods, I think Turtle Rock, and Pod.
Turtle Rock, Pod, and... here it is again. Turtle Rock's green, red was in... Red Pendant was up at Skullwoods.
Turtle Rock green pendant. That's got to be something, right? Well, actually, given what their items are, the only thing that could potentially be... I mean, it could be Flute, it could be Mirror, for what they need in order to beat the game.
Yeah. Well, anyway, the LTigre just went through the Hype Cave, which wasn't quite hype, but it wasn't too terrible either. They got their first bottle there, and they got a shield upgrade.
We get to see what the Sick Kid has this time. It's, I would say, the late hype. Maybe if Sick Kid gives them progression.
Yeah. So, Tigre's gonna go around this way. I'll probably check the Stump Kid while he's here. So, if you're a fan of the pedestal, I think your best option here is, like, Mirror? Or Flute? Turtle Rock being a pendant really throws a hole in a lot of them, because it can't be Fire Rod, can't be Ice Rod, can't be King Samaria.
Right. So we have Pendant Pod, Pendant Skullwoods, so they can already complete Pod. Pendant Skullwoods, which is just Fire Rod that blocks. And the big one, of course, is Turtle Rock, like you mentioned. Yeah, we're just looking for that flute. They need the flute to get access to Mire, and Mirror, which will give them access to Swamp.
So the special crystal is actually Thieves Down. So that's an early Pyramid Fairy check. LTigre continued to dig. Did he not realize that the 20 that he pulled earlier? Yeah, that's the. He's still digging.
Oh, he wanted to make LT. Look at that.
Oh, that's nice. He is memeing. I love it. I love when people meme in a race like this that there's not much at stake.
I like how you bomb the back of the hype cave, and he's like, "Here, have some more bombs. Thanks for opening my wall."
Wow, you drew that bomb over my head pretty good. Here, have a bomb. Jenja gets his hype cave out of the way. And Tigre, he got the digging game done, but he went back to the light world. Looks like he's going to go cash in that bottle now.
Oh, Jenja's going right. He's going right for Pod, I believe.
Pod is completable, but then again, without the boots in the mirror, it's going to take a while.
Oh, we didn't check what cross product had to say in the end. That's a shame.
I mean, only cross product checks that, really.
I was actually thinking about doing it in my last race, but I got sidetracked by actually racing.
Yeah, it's definitely something. I don't remember the last time that I called a quote-unquote meaningless race. They did that because that was the last race of the Swiss rounds was quote-unquote meaningless between two 1 and 4 runners. I think one of them did check some NPCs.
Okay.
It was Lugaril and Sidril. And LTigre, guess what we're checking, guys? If you want memes, here you go.
Oh, we're doing it.
We're checking what's on the pedestal. Again, the odds are low. It can only be boots, mirror, or a Vamos.
It's gonna be Cow's Cash.
Piece of love.
Maximum health.
Full heart container in this case, yeah, sure.
Not even Sankheart, though.
Can't be Sankheart. Sankheart has the same text, it's just that, there's only one Sankheart.
We've seen it already. Yeah.
Yeah. We decided to check that just on routing to going to Village of Outcasts, and I don't blame him.
I do want to point out that even though Pedestal's dead, we still have plenty of trolls that we can see. If you ever put an item that you need to complete a dungeon in the dungeon that's required, that's pretty trolly. Now, Skullwood's having Fire Rod, that's not too big of a deal. But if we stick Fire Rod somewhere in Turtle Rock, that's trolling.
So I'll tell you what happened in an SRL race I did last week. Went into Mire. You know the one chest in Mire that's quote-unquote Burno / Cape locked?
Okay, yeah, the one on the spikes.
Yeah. So that had the boots, and I died on the frame after I picked them up. Up there's Mamos, so the question of your medallions are done. Anyway, the boots were there, and I died on the last frame, and instead of going back into... I didn't have the cane at this point, so instead of going back in, I was like, you know what? Let me check the boots. Speaking of the cane, there it is. Okay.
Wow.
I'll tell a story about the cane of Samaria, and the cane of Samaria shows up. Go figure.
Commentator blessing. Long
story short, the cane of Samaria was in King's Tomb, so it was a required double dip of Mire.
Oh, wow. Now, I will point out, since Jenja just picked up Bombos, that's actually access into Ice Palace.
There's your tempered sword.
Ooh, sword upgrade. Wait, is that correct? Oh, we mixed it around. LTigre has Bombos, right? And Jenja has Cane.
Yes, LTigre found the 2 items in Skull. They were Bombos and the tempered sword. Jenja found only the Cane of Samaria in Pod.
So yeah, so with Bombos, you now have access to Ice, and given that they have Hammer, they can complete it.
And Tigre checking Bumper Cave, which reminds me to the tracker that LTigre does in fact have the... Well, LTigre does not have the Cane of Samaria, but he has the Cape, and Jenja has the Cane of Samaria. So, Lyra, if you're watching, just flip them around. Thank you. You're doing great. Tracking is hard, guys. Trust me. I gave it up.
So Jenja, of course, having to route the long way without that mirror, but still, could be some more worth in here. I mean, we already got Cane, so even though this is a pendant dungeon, absolutely required to get that Cane so they can complete Mire.
Yes, Cane is going to be required in 98% of your seeds.
Is that a made-up number, or is that the real number?
100% made up.
So in order for us to beat the game, they're missing Flute, they're missing Mirror, they're missing Fire Rod. Those are the 3 items we're looking for. Boots are not necessarily required, as far as we know.
Well, Jenja found the bug net, so we can call this race now.
Oh, sure. Now he can fight Aghanim.
Yes, Alucard. The 100% was not a made-up number. That was... So Tigre going into Thieves Town, which we know will unlock the Pyramid Fairy once it completes it.
I'm wondering if we'll see that sooner than later.
It's definitely a possibility in these guys' minds. I mean, when you had... Oh, there's the mirror!
Oh no, so... I say oh no because...
Mitts are in Pod.
The Pod absolutely required has Cane and has Mitts. That's crazy. But the only thing we can see now in Turtle Rock to complete it is Sahasha holding the flute. That's it.
Flute's in Pod!
Oh my gosh, Pod is loaded!
It's
a real hype cave is Mullet Mansion.
Yep. The party was in the back this time around. Pod Champ, that's a good one. I like that. Getting 2 100% required items and the boots, which could, I mean, it opens up a few spots for you. And it definitely makes the game go faster.
So yeah, even though Jenja got Moon Pearl last, getting those boots and mitts, like, that's really going to pay off. Now, once LTigre makes his way to Pod, he'll be able to make use
There's your last sword.
We have all the swords. We know where they are, at least.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Jenja will definitely find the butter sword.
Oh, absolutely. It's a crystal dungeon.
Tigre less likely, but he'll probably find it eventually if he's still looking after he finds the boots.
There's the... That's funny. That's usually where Cape is in the vanilla version of the logic. It was Blue Cane instead. So yeah, the only thing we're now missing is Flute. Well, 2 things. Fire Rod and Flute.
Yes. And... yeah. Turtle Rock can have the flute still, but can't. You need a Fire Rod to complete Turtle Rock.
I mean, Flute is pretty much anywhere but in the Mire area.
Yes.
A Fire Rod is...
Actually, Fire Rod might not be required.
Yeah, Fire Rod's not required because both Skullwoods and Turtle Rock. I apologize.
Wow.
I did not realize that. For some reason, I was thinking Skullwoods was required. They only need Flute. They were just looking for Flute. They know where Quake is. And given that at least LTigre has Mirror, but it looks like Jenja heading towards Thieves now will also pick up that Mirror. Yeah, like, they know where the medallions are. They're just missing that Flute.
Alright,
that's not how that is spelled.
Yeah. So, here's the thing with Jenja's part. So, he's probably going to dip into Skullwoods now and help get his Butter Sword and his Bombos, but he could still possibly ignore it if it is a pendant dungeon, but I would guess he would probably dive in there, but we'll see.
Well, it looks like Crystal Dungeon's going to come first.
Yeah, little Thieves Town will be first. And the rest of the Village of Outcasts, of course. This is the scene you were talking about that you want to play, right?
I mean, yeah, it's pretty close. If I can get this in a future match, this could be fun.
Well, you won't get this exact seed, but you might get something similar. You never know.
It's true. We do not recycle the seeds here.
Although if there is one that's particularly trolly, we will hand it out to people and be, hey, do this one. At least we see that a lot in the Zelda 1 community.
Alright, LTigre finishing off blind. He pretty much has the same pattern, so if you fight him in the same way, you can pretty much dodge him in the same way each time.
Wait, you mean you're not supposed to hit the cane and burn and kill him with that all the time?
I like cane shred. Like, if you don't have a sword, I would have to say the next best thing you can use on blind is the cane. It's so surprisingly effective. Alright, so LTigre picks up his 4th crystal. We are 50 minutes in. That's actually really good.
And I hope you saw what the bunny sprite is for the Papoy over there.
Oh no, I wasn't looking.
Alright, so you play Secret Mana, correct?
I've played it once.
Okay, well, the Moogles are in that game, just like in Final Fantasy, but they're a little different. He turns into a Moogle.
Okay.
So you're going to complete the world tour here, now that he has the mirror.
No myths. No myths, though, so he can't do the dwarves and the purple chests.
No. If he wants those myths, he has to eventually go into Pod. We know Pod will have 2 items that he desperately needs. And one that he really, really would like to have. Chat, the Pod has the Cane of Samaria, the Titan's Mitts, and the Boots.
So if Bombos, and in fact, Bombos is technically one of the required items because it gives you access to ice, which is a crystal dungeon. So you either need Fire Rod or Bombos. So given Bombos is in Skullwoods, and Cane and Mitts and Boots were in Pod, that's 2 pendant dungeons that were absolutely required. If I follow this logic, Flute is totally in Turtle Rock.
Definitely. If the logic of, open up pendant dungeons in this version of the logic, Flute pretty much is 100% inside of Turtle Rock.
Chat's usually pretty good at coming up with trolley seeds, given this juncture. So come on, chat, what do you got for us? What's the trolliest thing that could happen to our runners at this point?
I mean, it's tough, because the only thing that's left is the Flute.
Yeah, but you can really...
Ooh. I just thought of something.
Uh-oh. Go on.
Fire Rod left side of Gannis Tower.
Fire Rod on left? Oh, because and what? Big key on the right?
Yep. That's about as trolly as I can think of right now.
I mean, honestly, if they get the Flute and put themselves in go mode, you still have to decide if the big key's on the right-hand side and you don't know how to do the bomb job.
Which we saw exactly once in this tournament so far.
Like, what do you do? Like, do you have to go back out and look for that Fire Rod? It's a tough call.
So LTigre is making the dive into Swamp Palace here. It is a crystal dungeon. He doesn't have the boots yet, so unless he finds a flute in here, probably not. There's Mirror Shield. That's interesting to find 53 minutes in.
Oh, Laser Bridge, totally. Well, they were able to complete it with Kate, but...
I mean, Trinix could have the flute, and then you have to go find Fire Rod and Ice Rod anyway. That's another thing that can happen.
Yes. Yeah, LTigre is just basically doing dungeons on the way over to Pod, like all the dungeons that he can complete, especially Crystal Dungeon. So, given with Bombos, I'm actually curious if he's going to jump into... Oh no, he doesn't have Mitts yet, so he's going to have to do Pod next.
Yeah. Well, after this, he'll probably do Pyramid.
Do you think we might see a Fat Fairy on the way?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Get the big bomb, go to the Pyramid Fairy, and also check what's on the Pyramid Ledge. That's 3 items right there. Alright, so LTigre going through Swamp Palace, find the big keys. We can open up this one chest here.
That's always nice to get early, so that way you don't have to decide, like, how can I route this effectively and not be screwed over by the big key. But it's just a burrito. No memes from Jenja. Dig and done.
And he's got the time limit, so he's going to be able to complete this whole trip of returning the frog / blacksmith, returning the purple chest and all this. Including checking the hammer pegs. Ooh, Lost Landing has a good one. You see that? That's a good troll.
Fire Rod on Laser Bridge. Ice Rod on Mothula.
Ice Rod can't be on Mothula.
Trinex.
The only problem is,
my gosh.
The only problem is Ice Rod can't be on Mothula. Because we already saw the 2 items inside of
oh no,
Skull
yeah,
Woods.
that's true. So yeah, there's no more items in Skullwoods.
That looks like the race over on Speed Gaming 2 just finished, so hello to all the people coming over from there. Welcome to this jet seat we have going on, and that's not just because my commentator's name is Jet.
It's a little of both. So, in fact, our race is actually pretty close. They each have something that the other runner might want. Bombos, we don't know if that's needed, but as far as we know, Bombos is required to get an Ice Palace, which is a crystal dungeon. Meanwhile, Jenja went to Pod, got Kane, got the Titan's Mitts, and also got Boots. So he's also looking pretty good, but he has to make his way to get Bombos from Skull Woods, as far as we know.
Yeah. So, for commentator's go mode, or what we like to call nowadays no mode, all we need is the flute. But the Fire Rod could still possibly be needed, you know, maybe, if, I don't know. Jenja's sprite is the sprite child from Secret of Mana.
Yep, Secret of Mana.
He's one of 2 sprites we have.
Fire Rod is needed for right-hand side of GT.
Yes.
By the logic, it's required, because it won't expect you to do a bomb jump. But that's why we're not sure if it'll be true go mode if they get the flute.
Yeah, like, they can definitely go into Ganon's Tower once they find the flute. Jenja, return the purple chest. Let's see what Gary's lunchbox has for these fine gentlemen.
Piece of heart.
And from what I've seen in Swamp, there's been nothing in here.
It's still required, though. So,
yeah.
Bad check.
And a quick shout out to HLA Hat for subbing to the Speed Gaming 3 channel for 2 months in a row. Thank you so much for your support.
Secret of Mana's coming to Steam. That's
yes.
funny.
Okay, so I love that. They're remaking it completely, like brand new graphics and everything.
So like one of the Final Fantasy updates.
Basically, yeah. But for Secret of Mana. Which, if you guys didn't play Secret of Mana as a kid, it was the only game that I played that needed the multi-tap for the Super Nintendo.
Oh, you actually got to play it, yeah.
Oh yeah, me and my 2 cousins, we played the hell out of that game.
So, just as you were saying, there's nothing in Swamp.
Yeah,
we got heart containers.
Which is nice, but...
Crystal.
Yeah, a crystal.
Is good.
And, yeah, all those heart containers are... they're nice, but then again, they had red mail like 25 minutes into this race, so...
Alright, LTigre is heading north. He might do Pyramid on the way.
Yeah, that's definitely routing.
Jenja begins his path through Swamp. So it might seem like he's just sort of trailing LTigre, but keep in mind, Jenja's already done Pod, which had a lot of worth in it.
Yeah, when we say done, we mean he didn't complete it because he only left one item behind at Helmasaur, or maybe Helmasaur has like map and compass and doesn't need it. But he went in there, he found 3 items that are pretty much required. 2.5, let's say.
2.5. It's just 1 boot, so.
Yeah, Pod had the boots, the Canis Maria, and the Titan's mitts inside of it. And LTigre still needs to get over there, which I think he'll probably head over there after he checks these 3 items on the pyramid.
Yeah, have we seen the pyramid yet?
No, we have not. There's a bee in a bottle. He's gonna say no to that for now. Let's see what's inside. Another bottle. And the flute!
The flute!
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Alright.
So do what this means though for LTigre. Alright, so he has a flute, but he can't really check anything yet without the mitts.
Right.
Let's hope he sees the play is to go into Pod, and if he goes into Pod, I believe he will be in quote unquote Fire Rod locked east side pending go mode.
He'll be in maybe mode?
What's the odds on it? It's 18 out of 22 chance of being in go mode.
Yeah, it's like a...
Unless he
Oh
can
no,
do...
not 8, because it's just 5
18.
items over there.
It's 4, because the tile room doesn't count in that.
No, you can't get into... Oh, because you just need Kane, yeah. So 4 out of 22.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. Only like a 20% chance.
Unless he does what Amazing Ampharos did in the tournament earlier.
They know... Well...
Quake is on the floor
yeah,
now. They know where that
Quake.
is.
They both seen Quake. So, LTigre getting the flute, activating it right away, which is fine, because he can flute over to 5, which is where the entrance to Pod,
You know what?
if you went to the dark mode there.
He's going to flute over to 6 first, I think, because there's 3 items he can check there.
He can't do anything without Titans.
That's true, you're right. So he's floating into 2? Did he check the mushroom yet? He did not check the mushroom yet.
Mushroom. Flute, of course, really nice for checking out mushroom, because it just drops it right in front. Chat is in maybe go mode.
Yeah, like I said, chat commentators, we are in no mode. We know the items required. If we don't have to do the right side of Ganis Tower, then we need the Fire Rod.
Only an hour in and being at that's pretty good. This is a fast seed.
This is a jet seed.
I mean, the Trolleys thing we've seen, Fat Fairy holding an item is actually sort of rare, but is that flute in Spiral Cave, and just the fact that you have to walk to it because of where boots are.
So yeah, Moon Pearl being in the Spiral Cave, Flute being in Pyramid. Then again, Pyramid Fairy, I mean, when you see the 2 crystals for Pyramid Fairy being Hera and Thieves, you kind of think, you know what, it's likely that something good is in there. Well, LTigre, he's going to Pod. We know this is 100% the correct play.
Oh man, he's gonna get really excited once he gets all of the worth.
Yeah, like he's going there. It's like, all I need really is.
Question though, like he's gonna pick up Kane and Mitts first. Does he continue and check the last item, because he could potentially just leave without boots?
That is true. He could potentially leave without boots, and what would be funny?
Oh my gosh!
You know what I'm thinking right now? What if the Fire Rod is the item on the right side of the desert? And Fire Rod is required.
That's true. So trolly. Jenja, whoops, almost dropped the bomb.
You dropped the bomb.
But doing Fat Fairy, he's about to also go into a maybe mode because he's missing medallions. And
Yeah,
until we actually see what Meyer needs.
That is true. He might go to Meyer, and if Meyer's like Ether, he will not get the Butter Sword out of Skullwoods. Very interesting.
Oh, Alu has a good point. He actually doesn't have a way into ice, so
Ooh, that is true.
Jenja will just not be in go mode
So
at all.
unless the Fire Rod is in like Meyer, then he'll have a way.
Really good, because then we have a true go mode. Yeah, both of our runners, they have something the other runner wants. There's Flute for Jenya.
Let's see what's next.
I want to see what Meyer needs. Like, we really need to know at this point.
Like, if it's Bombos, then we know that Jenya has to go back to Skullwoods.
Oh, he's Pendant Dungeon.
Well, I wouldn't say go back to Skullwoods. He hasn't been to Skullwoods yet.
Are we just not gonna see Turtle Rock, Pendant Turtle Rock? Pendant Turtle Rock V27 is like pretty much required, right?
Well, not this time.
Turtle Rock. I know, not this time. What is this?
Where's the cane for Tigre? Now all he knows all he needs now is the mitts. And maybe the boots and fire rod. So interesting, because LTigre, if he doesn't get the boots, he'll be there's a 5 in 22 chance he'll be locked out of Ganon's Tower.
Right.
Whereas Jenya will know, unless he finds the fire rod, it'll be 4.
Yeah, at this point, Chad, if you want the trolls, it's basically the location of Fire Rod, assuming that the big key's on the right-hand side. That is what you're hoping for at this point.
Also, let's see, Jenya's going in. Now, if it's Quake, we know he has to go back up to Death Mountain and pick that up.
And he might check the other chest while there, because he doesn't have access to ice. It's Bombos!
Up, he has to go up into Skullwoods.
So Bombos is access into ice and access into Mire. So LTigre, once he gets mitts, he will actually be closer to go mode.
Again, it's air quotes go mode because of what Fire Rod might be.
That Fire Rod.
Yep. Well, it could very well happen then. Like, Fire Rod could be in like the last chest in the game. I've seen it before. If it's not needed.
So yeah, where is that Fire Rod?
It could be pretty much a few places.
It can't be at the pedestal. It can't be in certain locations in Turtle Rock. It can't be in certain locations in Ganon's Tower. That's essentially it.
So Jenya's not checking Skullwood first. He's checking Dark World Death Mountain first. And he did get the boots, by the way. Oh, wait, no, LTigre is looking for the boots. That's right. I'm sorry, guys.
Right, he doesn't have boots yet. Boots was, what, big chest, I think.
Yeah, boots are in the big chest, and the Titan's mitts are in the dark maze. So if he gets the mitts, he might say no to the rest of the dungeon. We'll find out.
So Jenya picking Dark World Death Mountain. There's 6 items up here that he could get on this side of the mountain. I assume he's not going to pick up Quake unless Quake is needed to get into Turtle Rock.
Yeah, he'll check to... Alright, so let's see. Here's LTigre's mitts. He's continuing on, so he might still think Fire... he's thinking. Oh. He just stopped. Alright. So I think he knows he can complete Ganon's Tower, but he wants to just, like... While he's here, look for Fire Rod, just in case. And boots, obviously.
So he also has compass and map. So that means there is an item at King Halmasar.
That is interesting.
There's the boots, so good call for LTigre, sticking it out, get some speed.
Yes, we are talking. We are saying that these runners could know the bomb jump.
Oh, Jenya lucked out with Bombos being required to also get into Turtle Rock. Yep. That means he's not going to go in, which is really good for him because we know, like, there's pretty much nothing in there except maybe Fire Rod.
Yeah.
There's the Ice Rod.
Well, Ice Rod means literally nothing at this point because all we need is Fire Rod.
Yeah.
And Fire Rod can't be on Trinex.
So, LTigre is currently in the same position we're in, which he has everything, as far as he knows, to at least get all the crystals.
Here's what I think LTigre is going to do. He's not going to start checking anywhere overworld. He's done with the overworld. He's going to complete dungeons, but he'll probably check chests along the way in those dungeons. What'll be interesting is what he does in Ice Palace.
Bombos was in Skullwoods. So that, and from Jenya's perspective, like, he left an item at King Halmasar.
They both did.
Right, but I mean, for Jenya's perspective of where there's silvers.
Whoa, LTigre will not get those.
But yeah, so from Jenja's perspective, the only dungeon he could do, like, he has 2 chests in Skull Woods, and there's 1 thing in Pod that he missed. So from a dungeon perspective, he might be going there right now.
Yep, looks like it. Where was...
Ooh, that's a generous big key in Mire, but that means we might not see other chests in here.
We'll see what LTigre decides to do. I'm pretty sure he knows he can, like, finish the dungeon if he doesn't need Fire Rod, because he is going straight back. He's pretending he's in go mode, guys.
Alright, so LTigre is acting like he's in go mode. Jenja's about to get Bombos. He has Silvers. This is going to be a nice close one.
Now, alright, so if Jenja opens, Jenja will... he'll get Bombos here. Will he say no to the rest of the dungeon? Because he'll miss out on butter if he does.
Oh, he's going. Because of the lack of Fire Rod, probably.
Yeah.
But he knows... Well, does he know he can get into ice with Bombos, is the question.
I'm assuming that these runners would, but you never know. Oh, wait.
No, you can't do it here.
You can't mirror it like this. No, you have to go through to the...
Oh, he's going. He's like, forget it. So no Butter Sword.
Each one of them skipped a different Butter Sword.
So they're on equal footing in that case. Jenja has the advantage of Silvers.
Man, this is going to be a great race, because right now it looks like LTigre is ahead by about 2 minutes.
So yeah, Silvers doesn't quite save that much time, but you can also make up for it with how you approach bosses. Like the Mire boss just deflates with Silvers. Equal footing, not evil, random. So you see some cape strats from LTigre here. The dash cape strats. For killing Vitreous. And then he will take 8 normal arrows to die. Jenja just entering Mire, but we have a very nice big key, so he's actually going to be right there. It's not going to take him long in this dungeon. So both of the runners are like, I'm pretending I'm in go mode, but still thinking in the back of their head, what if it's one of those 4 chests on the right-hand side of Ganon's Tower? That's where the big key is. Now, they both still have to do ice, so we're not quite getting ready for Ganon's Tower just yet. But go mode ice is actually pretty quick. Learn bomb jump on the spot. Maybe. The question is which spot. You have to find the right pixel. So, of course, having sword beams for LTigre is pretty nice in this section of ice so that we can just use it. Oh no, Jenja having a little bit of trouble with the switch there. Yep, LTigre is definitely just going to be in go mode. He didn't even check that chest, which is a quick one. He's just going for it. Kill Cold Stare, get right to Ganon's Tower. Now on Jenja's side, if he decides to use Silvers, you'll be able to see the difference. Yep, okay, we're going to see a Silver strat from Jenja, so you'll be able to see the difference between the cape dashing versus Silvers. And LTigre is going to do a bomb jump because, of course, he's in go mode. He's just beating a dungeon. So we see LTigre is doing the bomb jump at about 1:14:30. So when Jenya gets there, we'll see about how far behind he is. But again, keep in mind he has silvers, and that will make a good, like, 30-second difference or so. .247 lead is what they're saying in chat, probably from the difference in getting the crystal. So a little less than 3 minutes. And unfortunately, they can't really take any different routing in Ganon's Tower because they can't really go right unless they know how to do the bomb jump. So the opportunity to catch up is gonna... There isn't much opportunity for a difference here to catch up. Right, they could find Fire Rod early. So Bombos, of course, just breaks open the ice. And Tempered shouldn't be too bad on Cold Stare. It doesn't take too many swings. So I think it's time, chat. It's time to get your big key guesses. LTigre is about to make his way up to Ganon's Tower. Now, if you want Fire Rod to be required, you're looking for a number between, like, 19 and 22. So if you want it in the right-hand side, that's the number. So go ahead. I can see everyone chat putting their guesses in. You're picking a number between 1 and 22, which is the chess number that you think the big key will be at. And we'll just count it from LTigre's side, so whichever chess number he opens, that will be, you know, the win. When in doubt, flute the 3. Jenya's almost down to Cold Stare. Like we said earlier, he's about 240 behind. Have to stop the guesses, but of course, looks like everyone got their guesses in so far. Where's it gonna be? Jenya gets his last crystal. He's gonna be making his way up to Ganon's Tower. Small keys on the right-hand side. LTigre going right. Ooh, this is interesting. I think NY, my co-commentator's having a bit of a audio issue at the moment. And it hits him, yep. That moment where, oh, I can't do the right-hand side. Now, normally when you get a small key, I've seen some runners go to the right away. It could pay off, like doing a quick check on the right-hand side. But yeah, missing that fire rod, really difficult to do. So these are the first 7 chests, if we count what's on the lamp.
Yeah.
Oh, there. Welcome back.
All right, I just unplugged and replugged my microphone. I think something happened with the mic on. I need new headphones. Chris is present, guys. So what I miss? Nothing yet.
Nothing yet. We're looking for that big key. LTigre almost went right, but then realized, oh, I don't have fire rod. This is going to be hard.
I mean, could have gambled tile room.
Could have.
Ooh, boomerang.
So that was chest number 8. Still no big key. Oh man, the trolls. I'm excited. I'm really hoping big key's on the right-hand side.
I mean, you wanted the super trolls to go along, so there you go. Alright, this is the chest, I guess. Chest number 9. Ah!
Nope, no luck.
Never right. Alright, we're down to Random Room and Ice Armos. If it's not in here, then it's go Tile Room or...
And then where do we go? Oh, my. Wait, Jenya's on the right.
What?
There's the big key. It's in the random
room. Got
room.
it, random room. So fire rod not
12.
required, but Jenya is going for the bomb jump. He is gambling the bomb jump.
Oh my gosh, are we actually seeing this? No!
Oh, he forgot. He didn't realize he needed the fire rod for that, probably. Wow, that's crazy. Well, it is right side. It is on the left side, so fire rod was not required. LTigre is in go mode,
and it looks like our winner was Helior. Let me just save the results. We're in agreement, right? That was number 12. Oh, you already got it. Cool.
I just pressed save. Yeah, it's 12. Yeah, it was 12. It's the third chest in random room.
I like that both of our runners wanted to go to the right. Like, they both like, I got small keys. I want to go right.
That's your first instinct when you play this game. It's like everybody has been making that strategy lately. You open the keys on the first 2 chests, you go right side. That's the basic strategy that most players do nowadays. Oh, I really hope fire rod's in the last chest.
Will they open it though?
Tigre might, because he might be looking for silvers.
That's true.
Jenja, less likely, because he has silvers.
Man, so we're about 123 in. LTigre is making his way through Gauntlet. Jenya's just about to get the big key once he gets to random room. They might be able to sub 130. It'll be close to a sub 130.
Yeah, this is definitely a really fast seed. The fact that they got all those items early that didn't need 2 items that you usually have to get, which are fire and ice rods.
Even with the silvers, LTigre does have a decent lead on Jenja. It's basically going to come down to some kind of fall. Maybe not a Moldorm fall. That might not be enough time.
Ganon fall, though.
Ganon fall, definitely.
Especially when you have to use a silverless tempered, which means you need 12 spin slashes.
Now, LTigre is a little low on hearts, though. He has to be careful. I don't think he has any safeties. Doesn't have powder. And as far as I know, there's nothing good in the bottles. I mean, bees are good. But they don't save you.
Yeah, Tigre does not have any safeties, I don't think. Because I don't think he might have gone to the Witch's Hut to get a blue. I'm not sure. Someone did. One of them did.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, someone did. I don't remember. Oh, Alu says LTigre has a blue potion. Oh, here we go. Since Fire Rod's missing, you have to do the lantern strats here.
A lot slower and a little more difficult, but Tigre, if he hurries, he should have it. Yep, no problems there. And there's one more room where you need to use the lamp instead of fire rod that you're not used to, and it's this one right here.
Oh no! He fell.
No!
Now, even if the tile goes away, you can actually still hit it with the lantern by like standing like right on the edge.
Yes.
Like I've done that before.
I think Christos did that in the three-way race earlier today, because he was out of magic at this point.
There's a magic pot down below.
Well, he didn't grab it.
Oh, LTigre looking for silvers.
Yep.
This is gonna cost him a bit of time here.
Well, we know he won't find silvers or butter in here. That is true. LTigre, they're not synced up in time. He's actually ahead by about 15 seconds more because of the lagging that he had earlier.
There's the burrito for Ganon's tower. Ooh, Jenja also low on health and not sure about their safety situation.
He doesn't have the powders. We can't turn this bunny thing into a thing. All right, let's see. Fire on the last chest, guys.
Come on, Red Rupee. That's enough. So we have no idea where Fire Rod is at all.
I mean, I'm gonna guess Star Rock.
That's a pretty safe guess, given what we've seen. It'd be funny if Helmasaur has it, though.
This is true.
Alright, LTigre uses his blue potion. He's good to go, assuming he doesn't take too much damage from Ganon. Count up them hits.
That was one. That's also one because of the blue ball.
See, one's good because that means it's inevitable that you'll be finished. Seeing some lantern strats from Jenja. Let's see if he makes the doorway.
We've had a 1-1-1-1 so far on LTigre's side. But
there
it's
it
done.
is.
1-1-1-1-2.
Oh, Jenja's resetting the room. He wants to just, go activate it. There you go. You have to approach from the right.
Yeah, he was used to the Fire Rod Assassin also being like, maybe not. Anyway, Tigre now heading over to the Ganon fight.
Now, Jenja's not even trying to open the chest. Like, he has silvers. He doesn't need butter. He does need some safety, though. He's gonna have to get a heart. There's a heart in the skull pot right in the left.
Yeah.
Which he skipped. LTigre beginning. Now he has Tempered Sword. That means you're going to need 12 slashes in Phase 1 and 12 more in Phase 2 to move on. And then he'll need 12 spins in Phase 4 since he doesn't have silvers.
Yeah. So we'll see. That's the only phase that the silver arrows will matter. And I think it'll save Jenja about a minute. Maybe less. And he's behind by about 2, I would say. So maybe not 2, but we'll see. Anyway, Phase 3 now for LTigre. He's going to see the hint, eventually, that the arrows were in the Dark World. Or Death Mountain. I don't know which one they say for Dark Death Mountain.
I think it just says Dark World.
Death Mountain, just Light World. Yeah. Well, we'll find out. It's either going to be Dark World or Death Mountain. Dark World.
Okay. 1.5 heart for Jenja. Whew. On Ganon, at least. Well, going to Pyramid anyway.
Alright, so Tigre has 2 hits on Ganon. That is now 3.
With Lantern, I think you can only get 2 per Lantern.
And doesn't. Well, he can't use the Fire Rod because he doesn't have it.
But yeah, as long as he doesn't fall, he's got this.
And the sub 130 is looking pretty likely for Tigre. I think that's. I'm not sure if that's 8 or 10.
I think that's 11.
There
it is for LTigre. Finishes up Ganon. As long as he doesn't walk off the edge, he's got this.
And We have a dot done in the SRL channel. LTigre has finished in first place with an official time of 1 hour, 29 minutes, 38 seconds. Very nicely done.
But keep an eye on Jenja right now. 1.5 hearts. He's moving into phase 3. And he has that magic bat to deal with. I don't think he has any safety, so he has to be really careful right now.
Yeah.
But he has silver, so this should be quick.
It'll be a lot more safer for Jenja than it was for Tigre. Jenja says, yes, I did in fact find your arrows while looking for Mamos. Is this going to be a double? It will. Ooh, almost a triple. And he gets done.
Ooh,
very nice, Jenja.
No problem.
And yet he is just about finished. And Jenja has finished in second place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 31 minutes, and 2 seconds.
And it looks like he's in the waiting room, so let's pull him in and see what he thinks. And LTigre will join us after that.
Jenja.
Hey, GG. Jenja.
Yo, what's up?
That was a close one. You guys were sort of neck and neck there for a little bit. You each had different things that the other player required, and you actually had boots pretty early. Like you went the pod like right away. Jenja.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't feel too well. I felt pretty bad when I don't know. Like the moon pearl was pretty bad for me because I skipped that cave, and I guess Bombos kind of kicked me in the back.
Well, that was a tricky one to find. I mean, it was an independent dungeon. I mean, sure, the meme is to just go into Skull Woods because, of course, it's there. But you know, it's no big deal. I would say the moon pearl definitely was what hurt the most. But even still, at least you didn't choose to go to Aghanim. We were worried that you were gonna go to Aghanim instead.
No, I mean, luckily it was the moon pearl that was missing, so I was like, okay, you know, 50-50 chance that it's on the either on the pyramid or in the spiral cave.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know. I at the point where I could have gone into Skull Woods, I had so many things left open for me. I was like, okay, there's no need right now to go into Skull Woods, so you know, that was kind of unfortunate, but.
And we now have LTigre with us as well. GG's to LTigre. Congratulations.
What's up?
GG, dude.
GG, Jenja.
Congrats. Man, it was a close one. You had boots really late. We were actually curious if you were just gonna mirror out after getting mitts.
Oh my god, that was the best decision of my whole day. 'Cause I thought about it. I was like, should I just leave now? Like, I'm in go. Like, or, you know, really close to being in go. Like, pretty much. So,
it was a 17 out of 22% chance you were in go mode at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
4 out of 5 out of Gen's tower that you couldn't get. But once you found the boots, that sped you up and got you one more item in Gen's tower. So there you go.
Yeah, both of you guys actually tried to go right.
Yeah, that's so dumb.
Jenja went further though. He went all the way down to the last torch before realizing, oh wait.
Yeah, to be honest, I've never actually finished a run fire rod list before. It's never happened to me, so I just I thought about that.
Yeah.
But oh wait, I can't do this.
Well, I'm not used to either because during this run I was like, all right, all we need now is this, and fire rod 2, and then we're like, oh wait a minute, the chat's right. Turtle Rock and Skull Woods are both pendants. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I mean, well, it was pretty cool seat, I guess. In the beginning, we had like everything thrown at us. So
seriously,
everything. You're welcome, by the way, since I was commentating that.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I'm partially to blame, I think.
Yeah.
Commentator's blessing.
Oh my gosh, I was honestly hoping Aghanim was required, and if you guys decide to watch the VOD, you know, hoping that. The moon pearl would be on pyramid and it basically requires you to do all the dungeons in order that the game expects you to. Like, I was so excited. I was ready for that.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's weird. I guess it was close to that, huh?
It was.
I don't know. For me, it was just the decision. Okay, I was on Death Mountain. I was like, okay, do I go into the Spiral Cave or do I go Tower of Hera and then down, like, to the Spectacle Rock stuff? And I don't know, I just skipped it, and of course it was the last chest for me.
And it actually took us a while before we even saw what was in Spiral Cave. At the time, LTigre was doing Desert, so it's like you guys were sort of trading places at that point. But then once he went up there and he did Spiral Cave, and then we saw Moon Pearl, and it's like, oh no, Jenya, don't do Aghanim. You gotta go back to Spiral Cave.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a nice one. And Jenya, it was nice that you actually found the silvers because LTigre completely missed it. He never went to Spike Cave.
Yeah. Well, I was looking for bombos, so.
That's true.
Exactly. Yeah. And you each found a different tempered sword, and you both were pretty close to your own butters, but you didn't quite grab them.
Oh, really?
So LTigre, you could have found the butter sword in the Bonk Rocks.
But you had no reason because you were in go mode.
Yeah, that was a little out of the way.
And
for me,
Jenya, you were literally like a chest away because when you found Bamos, your butter sword was the right side of Skullwoods.
No.
And you almost went over, but then you're like, wait,
wait, I'm in go mode. Let me mirror. Oh wait, mirror doesn't work either.
Yeah, I was just confused at that one because I don't know. I was missing. No, I was not missing anything, but I was like, yeah, what am I even searching for? It's too many muscle memory things. Like I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah, like the right side of Afghanistan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so glad that the big key was not over there. That was good.
I mean,
I'm pretty upset about that.
I was hoping for the trolls. I will be the first to admit it.
You're the spectator / commentator. It's your job to cheer for the trolls.
Of course.
Oh, I did. So great job to both you guys. It's a shame that this is the end of the tournament for you guys, but
I mean,
still, you had. I mean, it was a tough group overall. Like all of you guys, great. Make sure you give the follow. Now it looks like the info for the runners is the links aren't correct. So maybe if they say hi in chat, you can just click on their name and go to their channel, give them a follow.
Yeah, we are most definitely not Doob Duberson or the Shades. I can't do my Shades and go out impression or anything like that. But
This is most certainly not a Shade Seed, so we know
this is
you're
definitely not a Shade Seed.
But yeah, Jenya, you just got done that Breath of Fire relay.
Oh yeah.
Crazy, however long that thing was.
Too long.
A little bit of that. Too long. I know.
Yeah, that's an exciting 34 hours, but it was fun.
Now
Oh,
you're
man.
playing Link to the Past. So guys, give Jenya a follow. Give our winner of this race, LTigre, a follow. I know you'll be seeing some more Link to the Past in the future. I guess you guys aren't gonna. You're not done, right? Got some more races in for just practice in the future.
Oh yeah, definitely.
2018 tournament.
Oh,
guys.
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to the next tournament. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I mean, I just picked up Randomizer before this tournament, so I'm definitely hooked.
Yeah. Also,
Yes,
Jenya,
me too.
please, Jenya, get some sleep.
Yeah.
Seriously, man. I didn't realize what time zone you were on. I'm like, what? You're doing a race at 3
And he
a.m.?
just finished like an 8-hour marathon or something, so no big deal.
Oh,
That's
man.
fine. That's fine.
Yeah, to get some rest, man.
This
GG's.
is fine. Thank you both guys very much for commentating, though. It's very
Thank you
appreciated.
for the good sportsmanship from both of you. LTigre with the one meme in the digging game.
Oh, he's.
Oh, I'm glad you got that.
I was like, you were doing it. I was like, the 20 was the item. Didn't you hear that? And then I was like, oh, he's spelling his name out.
I'm glad you guys caught that.
Yep. Wow, Jenya, a perfect 555 screen transitions, and for Americans, 1776. I know that doesn't mean anything for you, but I think that's funny. Your stats there at the end. Well, yeah. So good job to both of you.
So tomorrow we have another a couple of races going on here at Speed Gaming 1. You have Spooty Biscuit and Evanidus. They have their race at 4 p.m. Eastern. Penguin Puff and I am the Schwartz. That's a pretty important race for you to watch, I think, Chad, right? Is that in your group?
No.
No.
The last one for my group is on Wednesday, I believe.
Oh, that's right. You have the El Magus Part 57 to watch. Right?
So, yeah, we're just wrapping up here. I think the only group that still has a bit of a delay is Group E.
Yeah, because ACM's only the one race. He does his next race on Wednesday.
I And remember, this is only phase 2 of this tournament. We have still more to come, because after these group stages are done, the top 2 of each of the groups are moving on to the final bracket round. So yeah.
And not only that, we still have also the secondary tournament going on over at our new channel, Link to the Past Randomizer 1, 2, and 3, and I believe 4. Go give those channels a follow. I believe they're down to their final 16 as well, and they're just because of the secondary tournament doesn't mean there's poor runners. Those are some really good runners left in that race as well. So on behalf of our great runners, our tracker, and Jet, any last words?
No, stay tuned tomorrow for some more races. Thank you for joining me on the commentary, and again, GG to both of our runners.
GG's, guys.
Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, thanks. It's been a great event. Had a lot of fun.
All right. Have a good one, all.